Guys,
It was
Yeah.
good. It was good. Will, you said that you are watching it?
I haven't watched it yet, but it's been on my need to watch list.
Okay.
I've had so many people being like, "You gotta watch this thing, you gotta watch that thing," and I'm like, "Guys, I'm gonna fucking explode."
Okay.
Literally,
Dude,
when I get my DVD back from my boss who I lent it to, I'm gonna make you watch Severance. Because everyone has to watch Severance.
I need to watch that.
yeah.
I need you to watch it.
That's what
I
I'm watching
literally
right now.
tried to I did not have a birthday party because I got too sick and then just didn't really do it. But I was supposed to have a birthday party that was gonna be very Severance themed.
Oh, that's so
That's how
cool.
that's how much I fucking love this show.
Yeah, it was
It's next. It's next on my watch list.
it was cool because Beth was like, I was like, Beth, I think you'd like Severance. I think you'd really like it. Beth was like, I don't really like live action things. And I was like, okay, next time you come down, I'm gonna sit you down. Just watch the pilot. Just watch episode 1. That's it. So she came over, she watched episode 1, and afterwards I was like, pretty good, right? She was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind watching episode 2.
I think I watched that till like episode 4, and then I was like, I physically have to stop and go home now.
Yeah, it's like 4 episodes. Okay, are we ready for Shenanigan Town?
Yeah.
What happened last time on Shenanigan Town?
What did happen last time?
I did the last one. Nose goes. Oh, my finger's on my nose.
We made a lot of friends and nothing bad ever happened.
That is accurate. 100%. You guys were so friendly.
Except for that time we mashed a man's face
And
into
yelled
glass.
at that other guy.
That's
Yeah,
friend
mocked-
activity.
And
And
also
mocked-
made Road feel bad about his appearance.
And threw
And
that
turned-
woman's
Yeah.
ashes into the elevator.
Yeah. And turned Ethel into dust.
Listen, planning your retirement is important.
Other than that, though, I think we all had a really nice time with our new friends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. New friends.
Yep, we got the calendar changed, which was really important. And then I
Mhm.
think we were about to go see Order, and nothing bad was happening.
It was all going very well, actually. We gently opened the back door that was perfectly unlocked when we found it, and then it just fell off the hinges, and there was maybe a little bit of grievous bodily harm to 2 of the 4 human members of the party.
Yeah. Oh, and then that guy had a nasty slip and fall. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I think he slipped
Yeah,
on
he
his
did. He just kind of like tripped over
Yeah.
the same thing that me and Atticus tripped over, which I think was the entire door also, and then he fell into the glass that I also fell into. So
Yeah. Here,
they should really maintain these buildings better.
Here,
Yeah.
let me. Do you guys mind if I start from the beginning, just to clue people
Please.
in a little bit?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So we got to Road Town, and we talked to Ethel, and she said, "I'm old and I don't know why." So we went up the elevator. We talked to Road. He stopped time. He showed us his grotesque appearance. But we gave him a note, so we changed the date. And then, he went on about something about Rosier maybe being a savior. Like in the harvester situation, maybe. Yeah, Ernest was face down on the ground, so he didn't really hear too much. And then we found Ethel Dust. We put it in the elevator with a note just to, make sure that she got taken care of. We tried to go to a hole in a wall, but it didn't work. We went into a building, we knocked down a door, and then there was an angel there who we almost killed, maybe. We shoved his face into glass dust, and then we ran away.
Yeah, I don't want to, go out on a limb and say that we almost killed an angel, because I feel like that, like, we don't have any evidence of that. Probably fine.
Right. But there was like black goo on the floor.
So anyway,
Oh,
I think everything was good, and we were making our way towards the back
Yeah,
gate.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure that guy's
We're not
fine.
running. We're not running. We're walking.
Leisurely stroll.
Yep, you pick up your leisurely stroll as the sound of screaming kind of very poignantly fades off into the distance, until you're running through silent halls. Thankfully, with your map, it's not too hard to navigate the various doors and random hallway switches. There's a lot of dual hallways that lead back into a single hallway. Lots of doors and stuff, but you guys just blow right through all of them. There's a few angels, even sometimes a few humans who give you a curious look, but you're walking with such purpose and honestly speed that most of them don't have enough time to ask you what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
Not until you get to the door that leads outside. It is marked employees only, and there is a tall green angel just sort of leaning against it, staring off into space.
The door that we need to go through.
Yes,
The one that leads to the
Ernest,
hole in the gate.
labeled employees only.
Yeah. Can Ernest pull a quick, a little, a little trick on this guy? Pull out a piece of paper, like he just pulls out a piece of paper from his notebook he was writing on, flashes it at the guy, and then tries to walk through the door. And he's
He
like, "These
looks
guys are with me."
he looks down at it and he goes, "What is that?"
That's my employee paper. I haven't gotten it laminated or anything yet. So,
Roll charm.
I think
charm?
that's fast
Mhm.
talk.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, fast talk.
That's yeah, that sounds
He's-
more like
he's
it.
lying to him.
I'm like batting my eyelashes at this guy.
I was just like, how charming is Ernest?
Very. It's really funny. I don't know what Ernest fast talk. I don't know it off the top of my head. So like, can I have 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, give me one moment. I gotta dig his character sheet out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atticus is behind, hopping from one foot to the other, like, I would really love to go outside. Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy.
Okay, I'm back. All right. Let me take a look at this. You said fast talk?
Yeah.
All right. That's a 97, so it doesn't even matter what Ernest has.
Great. Yeah.
He rips the piece of paper in half in front of him.
Yeah, it rips in half, and then the guy looks at it. He just kind of grabs one of the halves out of your hand and examines it, and he says, "Sir, this is blank."
Well, yeah, they just, they handed me a blank piece of paper and they said, and he starts walking away, like doesn't finish his sentence.
Yeah, Rosier
Ernest!
sidles up. Rosier sidles up, still holding Abel, who's still bleeding from the leg, and says, "Hello. I don't think we're acquainted. My name is Rosier. I'm here with my welcome partner, and I was just trying to give some of my newfound friends a tour of the facility. Unfortunately, we now have a cleanup problem. Perhaps maybe they could use your help, friend." And the Green Angel gives him a long look and says, "You can't bring humans into the employees only area. They're not employees." Rosier says, "Actually, myself and my welcome partner, Abel, here are employees, and we have worked the rehabilitation center once or twice. I didn't think it was fair that we never got to see the garden, even if it is just for angels. Maybe just a peek. You wouldn't mind, would you?" We're gonna try and roll charm. Wow. The angel looks ticked off and he says, "No, I've made myself poignantly clear. Just because you were at one point employees does not mean you are currently employees, and it is currently employees only in the employee only area."
Hit him with the glass.
You
and I
know,
tackle him.
that's what. Oh,
What? What did you say? You didn't? I just heard hit him with the, and then I tackle him.
I said hit him with the glass, and then I'm gonna tackle him.
From another hallway, it's like, stop tackling people.
That is an
Atticus says,
extreme
"Punch."
success.
Punch him in the face. Okay, this guy does not have time to react since he's mostly focused on Rosier. You tackle him, and tell me, what do you do now that you're sitting on top of him?
Is he on the ground?
Yeah, he is basically kind of like face down. just a little shocked,
Oh yeah.
and you're on his back, like your knees are in his back.
I say, go, go, go!
Yeah, Rosier's stepping over, trying to jimmy the door open. Atticus, with her good shoulder, just kind of shoves into it, and the door bursts open, leading outside.
Ernest, we're leaving!
The Green Angel is now getting up. He is significantly taller and stronger than you, so he just gets to his knees, kind of like a horsey ride, with you still on his back, knees in his back, and he turns his head like an owl all the way around to look at you, and he said, "That was a mistake."
Can Ernest like run back from the hallway he was in and punch this guy in the head?
Yeah, by all means. He's now staring angrily at Anderson, so he's not going to see it coming.
Sick. Does that mean I get advantage?
Yeah. Take advantage. I'm punching this angel in the head.
Bonus dice.
Well, I'm glad you
Bonus
said that.
dice.
'Cause
7
the
years,
first roll
guys.
was a 99, but the second roll was a 29. So that is an what would that be? Fighting brawl?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fumbles today. That's pretty good for us.
Yeah, that is a hard success.
We can't keep getting away with really good successes all the time, all of the time.
It's true.
When we're in heaven, anything
Sometimes we
goes.
just have to have a bad day.
Yeah, you punch this angel so hard, I mean it, his head spins. It spins around several times, and he collapses, holding his head. Do you guys make a break for it? Or
Oh
you
yeah, no,
are
I'm
you trying
gone.
to knock
I'm
him out?
gone.
Gone.
Okay, you slip through the door. Everyone's out, and the door slams shut behind you. As you can hear Greenie start to yell, even louder, calling for backup. But you're out in the garden, and it's actually, for a small kind of gated-in area, it's very nice. There's a lot of shrubs lining the fence you can't see in easily. There's a small, it looks like actual running water. No fish or anything in there, but they do have those like little plastic floaty fish, like bath toys, kind of floating around.
Yeah.
A couple of benches, and it's just a beautiful view of the city from what looks like a small seating, like private seating area. Further in where it is notated on the map, you do see that one of the bushes appears to have been overgrown a little bit, but if you draw it back, there is a pretty sizable hole in the fence. It's not viewable unless someone happened to tell you about it.
I retreat through the hole.
All right, you all, everyone, actually, roll dexterity to not get like snagged on the jagged edge of the fence.
Oh, we don't need to do
That's
anything
fair.
like that.
Atticus, oh god, okay.
Rosier.
Rosier.
Am I rolling this because I'm being carried, or
I'm gonna say yeah. You're gonna have to because Rosier can't carry you through the fence. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I didn't think of this. Rosier simply jumps over the fence. He
That's
just
a good
flies up
idea.
and then lands on the other side of it.
All right, I needed a 30 and I got a 29.
Perfect. Ernest?
Hard success.
Great. You guys both exit. Atticus is the last to come through, and as she does, she catches herself on the jagged end of the fence and scrapes all the way up from her shoulder to her face, and she collapses, writhing in the dirt for a second before she sits up crying, and she's like, "Nope, it's okay. I have worse. Let's go. Let's go."
Jeez, fuck. Okay, come on. Yeah, get up. Oh.
God, heaven sucks.
Yeah, she looks like she's in a great deal of pain and has taken a weird amount of damage from this.
Atticus is gonna be so mad when she gets back.
Hearing them kind of mad.
Yeah. Yep, you're right.
But you are on the other side. You can see the facility is kind of starting to blow up a little bit. From one of the windows, you can see a bunch of figures running through. Ahead of you lies the actual gate, which is completely open. You can actually just simply walk around the gate. Anderson, that angel that you argued with a long time ago, is still very bored and just sitting in there. And further down, you can see the path you took up to the caves, all the abandoned cars everywhere. Totally clear and free.
Okay, come on, guys. I point to order.
You point to the caves?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you leading the way? What are you
Yes.
doing?
Well, yeah, no, absolutely, because I know the way, and I think I'm the only person here who does know the way.
Okay. You lead them up. The gate guard, as you pass, he says, "No, don't stop. Come back." But doesn't actually get out to stop you whatsoever.
Great.
And without any further t- somehow bodily harm, you manage to make it into the glittering rainbow cave, where you're walking through. Everything is starting to get. It starts off, very dark, very almost that same kind of obsidian-like texture. All the rocks everywhere, but as you get further in, more and more rainbow starts to seep through. And by the time you've made it all the way through the cave, you are standing in it's front of a large archway, with this rainbow-like watery texture that you can see opens up to an absolutely massive room covered in water with stars and rainbow and every imaginable color swirling in some cosmic formation.
God, I did not miss this shit.
Atticus, through the blood and tears, is like, so I'm sorry, what the fuck is this place?
I don't know. It's where order lives, calamity and
Is-
creation, all those fuckers. I don't know who we're gonna talk to, but I'm gonna have words with them.
Okay, are they? So it's not heaven, it's not hell. It's just like some other guy.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's probably closer to God than like Abner is, but he's not all of the I don't know. It's hopefully this is gonna be quick. I just gotta talk to him.
One sec. Okay. Yeah, she nods and says, "All right, well, lead the way."
All right, I march inside. Who do I see? Who's there?
There's no one here in this room. This was the deepest point of the chamber. You remember some other rooms and I think a very long stretch of hallway further in. But in this room, where you had originally seen Calamities banging against the portal and screaming, he's not in here. No ruckus. It's very calm and peaceful. You can see that other tunnel and a door leading out further in if you keep following.
No, he's not gonna make me work for it. Calamity! Creation order, where are you?
Atticus leans her head back and goes, "Service!
Ding!
Ding,
I know you
ding!"
can hear me.
One of those little elves that used to work for Lady Fate actually pokes his head out from way further down the hallway and squints at you guys. Says, "Who the fuck is back there? Oh my! Are you humans?"
Where is he?
He disappears.
Maybe I shouldn't have done like the Batman thing.
Yeah, you're not really good at asking people for favors or help.
Yeah, I'm saving it for this guy.
Also, like, that's not what Batman sounds like.
What? What are you talking about?
He's like, "Hey, I'm Batman." He's not like, "Where is it?" That's not how they sound.
That's
That's
Batman.
like evil Batman. No, that's like
Yeah.
evil Batman.
That's
Yeah.
Batman.
Batman's not evil.
We're like debating.
yeah, enough time when this debate passes that the little elf comes back with like a harpoon and he's like, who's poking around in here? Go back to heaven. You're not supposed to be in here."
Where is he?
Where's who?
The big man.
You can't talk to the big man.
I'm
He's
talking to the
big
big
busy.
man. He's not big busy.
Oh, who's asking?
Anderson Rivers.
All right. Adelaide.
That's not, no, don't you put Adelaide on that. That's not what I said.
Beverly.
No, sir.
He looks and goes, "Maybe you could ask me more politely."
Ask you more polite,
Anderson, just say, "Where's the big man?"
sir.
Yeah.
Where is the big man?
Oh, the
Please?
big man's back in this chamber, studying away to research.
Would you take
What
us
can
to
we
the
do
big
for
man?
you? All right, hold on. I'll see if he'll speak to you. You said your name was Anderson
Anderson
Rivers.
Rivers. Tell him Atticus
Okay.
Rivers is here too.
Please.
Okay.
Please. Thank you, Ernest.
Who's Bloody One and Blade Two over there?
Atticus Rivers and Abel Moore Ravenwood.
Hey, Ravenwood. Rosie here, the angel. I don't know why you're here. I'm reporting you. And tall,
Oh,
blonde,
please
and
don't do
southern.
that. He's helping me.
Okay, I'm not reporting because you're very polite. Okay, and tall, blonde, and southern. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Ernest Hawthorne.
Ernest Hawthorne? The Ernest Hawthorne?
Yeah. Do you? I'm
Wait,
sorry.
wait.
Do I know you?
You're a good friend of Goopy Frog, right? Goopy Teeths?
Yeah, Goopy Teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, G Goop. Oh, he done go way back. I've heard absolutely nothing
Oh,
but good things about you. I'm Frankleberry. They
oh,
might have called me
Frankleberry.
might have called me Frankie back in my own days.
Yeah.
I would
You guys had some
transfer.
wild times together. He told
Well,
me the
so did
stories
you.
about you down by the river on the
Uh,
on the water tower. What you
yeah,
crazy. You
he
crazy.
he yeets the harpoon into the water where it sinks below the surface, and he goes,
Oh.
please excuse my my rudeness. I transferred in. My last job was a bit of a it ended in a little bit of like a genocide, so I'm a little bit nervous. So why don't you come on in, follow me? I'm sure the big man, if nothing else, would love to meet you. We've had absolutely nothing but the best stories about you. You in Rome, you meeting a dinosaur. I don't know if I would have done that. And he so please go ahead.
Can I reach
Oh
into the
God.
water and grab that harpoon?
When you do, your hand just kind of like smooshes against it like the surface of a mirror. You're all standing on this water, by the way. The floor of the room is water. Where he threw it, it slips below the surface, but try as you might, you cannot seem to grasp it or break the surface of the water itself.
Oh, that would have been really helpful.
Yeah, can you tell your murder friend over here not to bring weapons into the chamber of the lords?
Hey,
Thanks.
yeah, Anderson, me and Frankie over here, but vis-a-vis Mouth, we go way back.
Yeah, we
So
may as well be college buddies in your
yeah,
terms.
exactly. So you take it easy.
All right.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm taking on your accent, Frankie.
yeah, it's fine. I feel like I could ride a horse and maybe have some sarsaparilla just talking to you. Is that southern? I don't really know much about human things.
I'm just
It
walking
could have been
by.
at one time. I don't know. Frankie, you have just a nice energy, and he like puts his arm around
Yeah.
Frankleberry.
Frankleberry's like glowing as he's like skipping, and he's like, "Can what's your favorite snack? I'm gonna go whip it up. I get some tea. They love tea over there.
Oh, I love a good Cajun style boiled peanut.
Do you
Yeah.
want like a whole seafood boil?
Frankie, that would be lovely. And if you could get enough for me and my friends, I'm sure some of
Oh,
them are hungry.
absolutely. You know what I'll do? I'll go into one of the dead timelines and I'll just get all the lobster in the ocean and make a soup of lobster and then I'll serve that.
That's super sad, but I appreciate that. And you know what? Get a little something good for my murder friend over there, Anderson. He's a great guy, but he's just a little on edge. So make sure you get him something a little special if you could.
I know, I've got the perfect thing. That man looks like he enjoys corn on the cob, so I'll get him a big bowl of cream corn.
You
Specifically.
know
No,
what?
you
I'm
don't need to do
sure
that.
you would
No,
love
that's
cream corn.
he disappears into the floor. Atticus is like, don't you hate cream corn?
I do not like creamed corn.
Oh, well, that's. Oh, wait, come back, Frankie. He's gone. I'm sorry.
Rosier and Abel still standing there like, so what do we do now?
I
Am I
think
getting
we could just.
reported?
You're good. Nah, me and Frankie go way back. You're fine.
You just met the guy. You have a mutual friend.
We
That's
go
not the
way
same
back.
thing.
To us
Anderson,
by
how
other people.
dare you? How dare you undermine my friendship with Frankie?
The last 10 minutes of my life have been detrimental to my progress as a human being.
Also, I think we could just go in. I
Yeah,
think
Yeah, I go in.
because me and Order go way back.
Stop! No, don't.
You guys keep walking down the hallway. You can actually hear as you keep going some hushed whispering coming from a lit up room down the hall, kind of branching off. And if you peek inside, everyone else, you wouldn't probably recognize them. So these two very similar looking figures but markedly different in their dress and their sort of like tones with each other, have their heads bent over a large table with an absolutely overflowing amount of paper. It's on the floor of the room, it's pinned against the wall, it's on the ceiling, it's floating around them, there's crumpled stacks everywhere. The taller one, with wild hair that reaches down into the water and sort of is now also kind of disappearing into the water, slams his hand on the table and he says, "No, if we go to Earth, we're just going to cause the same problem we did last time. We can't do that." And the smaller one, with very very wild but heading up in the kind of like a reverse gravity situation. His hair is growing upwards and kind of waving out and disappearing into like cloud smoke. And he says, "But if we don't go to Earth and we don't do anything, nothing is going to change. Heaven is going to fall, hell is going to take over, or this harvester thing is going to take over. We can't just do nothing." And then he turns and sees you and he says, "Oh, Cal, look." And the guy with very long hair turns and says, "Oh, you guys.
Oh,
Hello."
look. Some of my favorite people all here in the same place. Novel concept.
They share a look, and the Cal with his hair, the long hair down, says, "What are you doing here?"
Here for a favor. Few, actually.
Creation squints and says, "That's a little impolite, but what can we do for you?"
Nothing major. Just need 2 things and we'll be on our way. First, need a new... Oh, God. What is it called? I keep calling it a solinator. It's not a solinator. I need that thing.
Rosier says, "The siphon is what you're looking for."
I need a new siphon. That's first.
They look at each other again and say, Calamity says, "Why would you need a siphon? That's for removing souls."
Yeah. I need to collect a soul.
Creation puts his hands up and says, "Look, I understand that you've been deeply personally wronged more than once, but you can't just come in here and demand a siphon to take someone's soul. That's no.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, no."
Both of you, owe me. Frankly, you owe everyone and everything. I think I'm being quite generous here with what I'm asking for.
Without any explanation as what you intend to do with it?
I don't think I owe you that, frankly. We didn't get an explanation when you decided to go take a vacation and the whole fucking reality collapsed.
Calamity looks angry again. He goes, "Okay, and you know for a fact that's actually not how it happened."
It might as well be. You guys weren't paying attention, you weren't being careful, and literally everyone suffered because of it.
And you think that justifies us giving you an all-powerful artifact to steal the soul of other people?
No, frankly, I think you owe me a lot more, and we're gonna get to that. But you guys ever hear of a car accident?
They say in unison, yes.
So, like, if you hit someone with your car, right? They call it an accident because you didn't intentionally cause injury to someone, right? So you're not gonna get, like, arrested and thrown into jail. It was an accident. But you're still liable for the damages that you did, even if you didn't mean to do it, right? Because it happened and you did it. So, sometimes you got to pay money. You got to pay a shit ton of money. There's a whole industry around it, and it's pretty evil. But that's not the point. Don't worry about that. The point is, if you fuck up, you got to own up to it. You got to take responsibility. All right? And I know, coming in here asking for an all-powerful artifact, that's a lot. I need it because Abner's lost his fucking mind. He stole part of my sister's soul. He stuck it and
Atticus
created...
waves.
What?
Oh, I was gonna say, why did you say that Atticus waves at them?
Yeah. He created this horrible zombie Sammy Kiss abomination, and I need to get her soul back. She only has like 20 years of her mind. There's like half her life is missing. And you know, it's been awful. There's been so much shit happening in the last few years because of you guys, because Order dissolved. There's been a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. A lot of people were hurt, a lot of people were killed. I want to do my part to try and make some small piece of it right and help my sister. And if you guys can help me do that, in a way, you can also make a small part of this right for what you did.
They sigh deeply at the same time. Order says, Calamity says, "See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what happens when we get involved with these things. Yeah, he's right. We do have to make reparations, but going there in person is not going to fix anything."
No, please don't go there in person. That would be a horrible idea.
Creation runs his hands through his hair, and they, in one kind of puff, turns all of his hair just turns into smoke, and now he's standing there bald. And he says, "I just don't see any other way to fix this problem. You said Abner has gone insane. He stole this woman's soul, half of it, and he put it in Samuel."
Yeah, he made a whole zombie. It sucks. It's bad.
Puts his head in his hands, and he walks the course of the room. Calamity turns and he squats down. He looks you in the eyes, Anderson, and he says, "For what it's worth, if anything, I am truly and deeply sorry that we have failed you on such an extreme level. So many times. I apologize. But if we give you a siphon," he looks again at his brother and says, "the devastation that could be wrought is overwhelming should it fall into worse hands than Abner's. That is my only grievance."
You guys can make like anything though, right?
Just about.
Can you make me a one-use siphon?
He pauses and he looks back at Order, and Order also stops and looks back at Calamity and says, "Yeah, wait, have we ever tried to put a limiter on these things?" And Calamity says, "No, I don't think we ever have. That feels wasteful." And Order says, "Yes, but all things must end and all that. Just
All
a
things,
one-time
yeah.
use." And they Calamity stands up, brushes himself off. Order regrows half his hair, and he says, "Okay, excuse us just a moment." And they sort of step into each other, like passing through a mirror, until an even taller, rainbow, splendid man with wispy hair made of light, sort of just bleeding in all directions, up, down. He is resplendent and glowing, and he squats down a little bit. He's still way taller than all of you, even at that angle. And from his palm, he pulls another one of these siphons. It's not quite as bright, and it does look like it could honestly shatter at any moment. He hands it to you, and he says, "Here. This should serve your purpose. One use only, and it will break."
Thank you. That was very kind. Hey everyone, it's Max here for a very brief, regularly scheduled ad break. What's up? Thank you so much for listening to another part of A Little Slice of Heaven. We're nearing the end. I'm going to guess probably wrap up at the end of May. Still got a few more episodes left in the tank, and it should end right around the 2-year anniversary of the Reflection game, which is really crazy to think about. Having done this particular adventure for 2 years and still got, a decent amount of content left in the tank for it. So thanks for being a part of the show, part of the community. There's always so many great ways to support the show. We have a Discord. We have a premiere every Monday that we launch an episode at youtube.com/@tinpodcast. And so that's, again, did I say it? It's at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. And it's such a great time. It's one of my favorite ways to talk to the viewer, the listener. And of course, we're also available on any platform that you can think of. So send it to your friends. You know what I'm saying? And this is a reminder, I mentioned this last week, that we're closing patreon.com/tincast. I'm setting a hard date, May 12th. That's when it's going to shut down. And just as one more reminder, we have a 7-day free trial. We've had this for a number of years now. We have a 7-day free trial. So you can go right now to patreon.com/tincast, sign up for a 7-day free trial, download everything, and keep it. Do whatever you want. Listen to it. A lot of that content is going to end up on the main feed eventually, but it's not going to be like, it's going to be sparse. It's going to be here and there. We'll do a little episode here, a little full arc here. It's not going to be all at once. So take advantage of it if you want it. There's so much great content. But for the final time, I think, let's give a big thank you to Mango, Amanda Krondar, Morgan Wolbrandt, Emilyn Laderna, Charlie Rose, Marco Malmstrom, and everyone who has ever supported the show. Thank you guys so much. This is a longer episode, so I'd like to get back into the madness. We will be back next Monday with another episode, and until then, stay safe, drink lots of water, and have a great week.
What else did you come here for?
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad you asked. This is going to be good. Abel, you want to do this? You want me to do this, buddy?
This is all yours.
Okay.
I've had it.
This is my friend Rosier the Angel. Do you know Rosier?
They look at Rosier and smile. Yes, we're familiar.
Okay. He's a real sweetheart. Just like super nice, super kind, has probably never done anything wrong, partially by design, but also just because genuine good angel, which is why, and don't freak out, we're breaking him out of heaven.
But you also know
Yes, I know. That's why I need a favor. Probably bigger than the last one. I want a no strings attached, no nonsense, no bullshit. I want a real boy for this boy. I need this guy, this angel, to become certified human when we get back to Earth.
They give you a very sad look.
Don't.
And then look at Rosier and say, Rosier, is that truly what you want? Rosier says, I just want to live with Abel. Just want the chance to be happy. I want to go to Earth if I can go to Earth, but I want to be with Abel. And he gives kind of you a squeeze as he's still holding you. And Creation sticks their hand out and pulls a small glowing pink potion from their palm and presses it down into your hands, Abel, and says, I am very sorry.
No.
But no, please listen to me. I can't make you human any more than I could make you, Anderson, an angel.
I don't want to be an angel.
That is not the natural order of
That's
things.
okay. No. Hey, that's okay. It doesn't have to be the natural order of things.
Things will work out. And he looks at you, Abel, and he says, if the time comes where it looks like it might be the end, have him drink this.
No, guys.
I'm sorry. Even I can't rewrite the laws of nature.
Yes, you can. I saw it. Don't give me that.
You saw me fix things. You saw me put them back as much as I could to the way they were, but I couldn't regrow your sister's leg any more than I could regrow yours.
I'm not asking you to do that, all right? I've seen what you can do. I saw a wine holder turn into my best friend. I saw him pilot a rocket ship that didn't exist to the moon. You can't tell me that this is somehow above your powers. This no. Hey, there's got to be something. I don't want no pink potion bullshit. Okay? You got to do this. I don't believe that you can't do this.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't recreate a being I'd have to change every atom, every minute piece of him. I'd have to rewrite what an angel's brain would be and turn it into a human's. It'd be death. He wouldn't be Rosier. But that doesn't mean, he looks at you with heartbroken expression, and he says, that doesn't mean it's the end. It's just not exactly what you want.
If he comes back to Earth, he's gonna kill everyone.
Fallen angels aren't toxic.
What are you talking about?
If an angel falls, he's banished to Earth anyway. And it wouldn't do if he was full of the magic that angels inherently have, which is to rewrite from a base level. But even that erases the original. Fallen angels are stripped of this power. If he were to break a core tenet rule of heaven, he would be felled. And he taps the potion in your hand. He says, and if you were to drink this, after having fallen, well, it would do about the following. And he kind of taps your glassy broken leg, Abel, and the glass is sort of like very violently exported. The cuts seal up, and you feel completely fine. If you've taken any damage, that damage is now completely healed. You are at full health.
Can you do that for Atticus too, actually?
Yeah, Atticus is like, yeah, the blood is in my eyeball now.
Oh.
And I think my elbow's broken as fuck. I can't move my arm. It's like huge and purple. And he leans over and kind of does the same. She cleans up her the big cut from her shoulder to her eye closes. Her elbow cracks horribly, and then she's moving it like normal. The swelling goes down. She goes, "Holy shit! Could we have led with that?"
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe we should have led with that one. Tenants, core tenants. What's the best one?
Thou shalt not kill.
No, that's a bad one. What is? There's got to be some better ones in there.
He looks at Rosier, and Rosier just says, "I understand."
Wait, actually, that's bullshit. Because you know what? I met a guy who said he was going to start killing people, and it didn't seem like anyone cared about that. So I don't think that's a core tenant at all. I think you guys need some different core tenants.
It's a core tenet for heaven. Angels shall not kill, and humans who come to heaven shall not kill either. If someone in heaven is trying to kill people, they'd definitely be kicked out or rehabilitated into. Is that still a thing, by the way? Are they still doing that?
Yeah, they're still doing that. Is there like a thou shall not steal, or like covet thy neighbor? Because like I got neighbors that Rosier could covet if that might if that might help. Is that how that
Rosier
goes?
says, if I want someone's dog, does that count?
I know a lot of cute dogs.
Creation shrugs and says, I'm not certain how the best way to be felled was. I'm not an expert in the absolute tenets of all of heaven, but if you break a bad enough rule, I don't doubt that Abner wouldn't kick you out.
I grab Rosier and I'm like, dude, don't fucking kill someone. All right? Anything else, any other core tenant, I will gladly help you with. That would be a lot, though.
Rosier nods. His mouth is kind of shaking, and he goes, it certainly would be a lot, wouldn't it?
Yes. Don't fucking kill someone. Let's steal something instead. There's so many things we could do.
Yes, you're right.
Or you could.
I
kill
could
the
steal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, please, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, if you really need to kill, just kill the hypothetical man who's running around heaven killing other people.
I think that's okay. Maybe someone else can solve that problem. I think
No, I think Ernest is onto something. I think that'd be a really good way to solve this problem, actually.
Ernest made this problem and is going to make Rosier solve it for him.
I think not only would this help resolve something that's frankly has been keeping me up at night. I don't know about you guys. That has like really been worrying me. I think Ernest. I grab Ernest. I stop grabbing Rosier. I grab Ernest by the shoulders. I'm like, Ernest, I think you
Yeah.
did it.
uh, it was just an idea. I mean, I kind of like what's his name,
John.
but if you Jim
John. His name
Jam
was John, Ernest. Your friend, the guy you just said
Best
you really
friend,
like.
John.
Yeah, I mean, Jan, it might be an okay idea, but also like he's all right. He's like, wait, can he like motions over to Calamity and Order, and he's like, can they know about Jan?
Can they?
Yes. Yeah, we like to know things.
Oh, all right, yeah. Well, there's a guy like probably killing people and stealing money from banks in heaven.
I thought heaven did away with money after people got greedy.
Maybe it was just like cheese or something.
No,
I
it
don't
was
know.
it was that guy. That's the guy that got the banks banned.
Oh, that's him.
That's
Oh my
him.
god, he did tell me that story. That's right. He showed me the money.
He had the money.
Atticus is like, when did you meet people like this?
I mean, they're right across the window from.
He was the guy that he jumped
Candy.
across to the other window when he was asking him about his wife, and then he was just in the other building and closed the window, so we couldn't hear the conversation he was having with that man.
We thought he
And
was dead.
He kissed me on the cheek.
I think you kissed him
Didn't-
back. I'm pretty sure you kissed him back.
I did, but
I thought you had a whole wife we found. Wait, was I there for that? I was not there for that.
I mean, yeah, but like, listen.
Oh yeah, no. Creation is like now like laying down with like their head in their hands, their feet are kicking. They're like, oh, I'm listening.
What? Okay. Well, first off, about my marriage, monogamy, like it's kind of an outdated concept, but also like, Jan,
John.
Jam
With an M.
with
Oh.
an M. I guess like we Rosier, you have to kill Jang.
Rosier, you have to kill Ernest Lover. For the sanctity
Rosier
of
looks
his
deeply
marriage.
conflicted. He says, okay, if I have to resort to murder, I suppose I'll try my hardest to make it someone deserving like that.
Well, apparently we have to kill someone because no one wants to tell old Anderson any of the other tenants. So I feel like, all things considered, this way. Guys, we could be the good guys.
Atticus laughs.
No, I'm serious, Atticus. This is a bad guy. We could help Rosier become a real boy and stop the serial killer in heaven.
Has he actually killed anybody?
I don't know, but he was robbing banks, so I think we're in the clear either way. Actually, it doesn't really matter
think
because
the-
murder's still
think the-
bad.
I think the implication was that stealing from banks didn't do it for him anymore, and he really wanted to try killing, which he was encouraged to do.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
had no part in that whatsoever.
Certainly not.
I just want to remind you, Anderson, we have robbed banks, so like maybe don't like put that out there for us to get murdered by.
They don't need to kill Rosier. Don't kill me.
Or me.
Or Atticus, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't kill
Rosier
either
says,
of them.
are you reformed bank robbers?
Yes.
Yes. Well, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Rosier says, excellent. I will take you off my hit list.
You can't have a hit list already. You can't. Well, when did you have time to... Don't answer that.
It's like one of the papers he picked up and he just wrote Jan question mark Anderson and it's like cut off and then scratched out.
Okay. So, slight detour. We got to kill Jan.
Rosier looks around and says, I'm sure there's probably another option. Certainly, I really do not want to kill somebody.
I
I've gotta
literally
be
think killing
completely
Jan
honest with
would
you.
solve all of our problems.
Well, why don't you kill Jan? He
Because I don't need to
gestures
be a
with
fallen
Abel.
angel.
There's got to be something else I can do. Maybe I can just kisses Abel all over his face. That's technically illegal. Why can't? Can I just love Abel more, please?
I turned to creation. I'm like, can you just love this guy? Can you just love this guy more? Look at them.
And Creation,
Look at
yeah,
them.
Creation's like, he's like, in a really fucked up way that I don't agree with. He did Abner, did make it illegal for angels and humans to consort in such a fashion. So perhaps if you were just very obnoxious about it, he would just be upset enough to kick you out.
Are there other core tenants? Can anyone tell me if there are other core tenants?
Let's see. Thou shalt not love a human. Thou shalt not defy.
Defy?
I mean,
Eh,
that's
de-
that's already been kind of done, has it not?
oh, well, certainly, but I mean, some obviously some rules are more serious than others. If you steal a candy bar, is that the same as stealing a car?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know. You.
Did
Oh,
I?
Well, so
I.
with
He
that
looks at.
one,
Yeah, I
defiance
get
could
it.
be like defiance could be like you telling us whatever the heck what's his name said you couldn't tell us if you really wanted to.
Tell you about what?
That thing that you
The,
said that you couldn't tell us.
What?
That thing that Warwick told you that you said you couldn't tell us.
I guess that's not really in defiance of Abner, but
Wait, are you talking to Rosier or Creation?
Rosier.
Rosier.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to Creation. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Rosier says, "Oh yes, okay. Could you tell us about Ajax?" And Creation gives him a funny look and then says, "You want to know where did you even hear that name?" And he
No,
rolled
hey, but no one opened their
Well,
mouths. No
oh,
one knows.
well,
from a
well, we're not allowed to actually inform you where we found out about that one from, but Rosier, that wasn't quite what I meant.
my bad.
It's okay.
No, what's up
Uh,
with Stronger
till-
Than Greets, boy?
oh well, that's a long story, interesting one, sad one. It's actually about the creation of humans, if you can believe it.
Fun.
Uh, very, very long time ago, when everything was new, when I was new, uh, Abner and Orpheosa ruled as king and queen together. They were made around the same time that I was. We all came into being at the same time, the four of us. And they were to rule the physical, and we were to rule the theoretical. And they oversaw their kingdom with the angels and their demons, their armies growing and their species intermingling. It was very peaceful. And they had two knights, Samuel for Abner, and Ajax for Orpheosa. They were mirror knights, twins of each other. And their entire job was simply to protect the king and queen, to ensure that they could perform their roles and their services as they saw fit. This was when heaven and hell were being established, when the Middle Earth, the mortal realm, was still just being formed altogether. Humans didn't exist, and they wouldn't until Abner fell in love with Samuel, and he betrayed Orpheosa. And in a rage, she destroyed part of heaven. She destroyed the connection to Earth that they shared, and she destroyed the love that they once had. Well, I suppose she did not do that, but Abner's choices led to such unfortunate fruit. So the treaty between Hell and I'm getting ahead of myself. Uh, the first war broke out between the two, between angels and demons. It was fought on the mortal planes, and the intermingling of such chaotic and forbidden magic resulted in the birth of humanity. There was really no place left after that they could fight safely without destroying their own creation. So humans populated the mortal realm, and we helped divide between heaven and hell, and we separated them. So one the sky, one under the earth, and the earth itself, like a cosmic sandwich. And ever since, Ajax has served his queen, and Samuel has served his king until recent events. But I can imagine where you might have heard this from. Heaven's uh, Many of Heaven's administrative had their roles reduced to only oversee Heaven as an apology for being the aggressor in the situation. If Abner hadn't betrayed Orpheus in such a way, then Warwick would foresee all all knowledge of all the world of heaven, hell, and that beyond it. But he is limited exclusively to the scope of heaven. Same of Rhodes, same of half the council. And the concepts were put into place to mediate. That's why Tempest is was a demon, and Fate was at one point an angel. And now we've been, in a way to keep it fair and ideally not as dangerous, we've been trying our hand at pseudo concepts. Humans who've passed, who embody such things, they're slowly becoming, I truly mean this, easier to work with and more trustworthy. But that's who Ajax is. He was Sammy's brother, and still is, to my knowledge. I believe he still stands. It's unfortunate about Samuel, and it's even more unfortunate that Abner has chosen not to let him go. And I'm sorry, you said he's created some kind of dead thing with him?
Yes. And while you were telling me about this, and I think I know where you're going with this, I know what we can do. I want to take the siphon, I want to hold it in front of Rosier. I'm like, Rosier, will you kill Sammy with this?
Rosier takes it and says, "Yes, I will."
Okay, cool. Because if you do that and you get Atticus's soul back, then you help me, and then you kill Sammy. And that's like murder and defiance. And I feel like that would probably be enough to get you kicked out.
He nods and he says, "I never quite knew Samuel. I was a bit removed, but I have to admit that it makes me deeply uncomfortable to see him being piloted in such a fashion." Apologies, Atticus. He says, "I don't give a fuck."
All right, but as a backup, we're killing Ernest Lover.
My boy.
Rosier says, "I will keep his name on the list, but I think this could work if we. I'm personally going to choose to see it as putting a friend to rest, because killing him sounds so cruel when I really hope we can just find him peace. I can't imagine it's a comfortable existence."
Yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night. So anyway, thanks for telling us that story creation. I thanks. I don't really know who Orpheosa is, but I feel like
That's the Queen of Hell.
okay. Is she sleeping with Ajax? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No,
Was that the message
no,
of the story? Because like Abner
no,
and Sammy. So like, is there something going on down under? If you know what I
no.
mean.
No,
Are they
literally
fucking?
no. The point of the story is that Abner cheated on Orpheosa and divided the hells and made this entire situation to begin with, and he won't talk about it, he won't acknowledge it, and he never apologized. And so Orpheosa and he starts getting mad, and they kind of start dividing a little bit as he's going off. And now Orpheosa's ripped up the treaty, and she's getting ready to declare war all over again for a second time. And this time, she doesn't really care about the humans. She's over it. She's pissed. And I don't really blame her, but I can't let all the humans be destroyed again after what heaven just did. Oh, and then of course we have the outside influence leaking in that I don't have any idea what to do about.
So Ajax is single?
Yes, Ajax is single. He serves his queen. He looks exactly like Sammy, to the point where that's why he's not allowed to be discussed in heaven whatsoever. The entire mention of Orpheosa, Ajax, the kingdom that once was, the ununification of everything, it is taboo. You cannot discuss it in heaven.
Okay. Oh shoot, maybe we should have just kidnapped Ajax.
That
Yeah, I'm
wouldn't
not
fix
sending
the
you to
problem.
hell.
That would have fixed the problem. He would have had new Sammy.
No, well, they're different people.
It's okay.
Yeah, Anderson, what the fuck?
He just needs to think it's Sammy for like 15 minutes.
And then what? After the 15 minutes when he finds out?
Hopefully we'll be gone.
Why would someone from hell even want to help apparently the cheating leader of heaven?
I don't
Or
know.
us.
Okay. I'm sorry. I guess it was a bad idea.
Atticus pats you on the back.
Thanks. Well, while we're here,
Can you
anyone
do-
else want to ask anything of these chuckle fucks?
They pull
Mm,
out another potion and hand it to Atticus and say, if you get your soul reunified, drink that. It will make Everything less painful.
When?
After you put the soul back in her body,
Do you want
because it will
anything?
hurt.
I think it was you. Never mind. I'm not going to explain the semantics of this conversation to anybody.
He pulls out a blue potion and he hands it to you, Ernest, and he goes, "Here, this is for your son."
Is it like a gift?
Yeah, of sorts. He's just from what I understand, if it happens the way that it seems to be happening, um this will bring him a bit of peace.
Oh, oh, that sounds bad. All right. Just give it to him when I see him.
Yes, you will again, if everything's playing out the way that it's currently playing out, you'll meet him tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, that's gonna be
Can
great.
we do
Yeah.
anything else for you individuals?
No,
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Be careful.
You too, please.
Yeah.
And they split, and Calamity especially is like, please get home safely, and if I pray we won't ever meet again, but if for some horrific reason we do, I will ensure every one of your family members is taken care of. Please be careful.
Yeah, maybe I'll take you up on that and come back.
Don't come back. Please don't.
But if you're gonna take care of every one of my family members, that's a serious offer. That's my wife,
Yes.
my sister, my 3 kids. Heck, can we get
Yeah.
Lillian on that too? And Atticus's kids? How far back are we stretching the family tree?
As far back as you wish. Your family's your family.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come back then. You can't just offer something like that.
I'm not offering it if you come back. I'm offering it if I have to intervene.
Oh.
If I can't if I can't stop this with my brother, then the least I can do is ensure that your family, as selfish as it is spared from further pain.
Well, thank you. That's very kind.
Please stop hating me. I feel so badly about everything.
Well, you
I'm
should.
sorry. He turns to Atticus. I'm very sorry about your leg. But you lived, so I think that's still a win. And Atticus is like, wait, what?
Anyway, if I were you, I wouldn't be here in 3 days or less. But anyway, TTFN.
They wave and they're like, well, there's nowhere to go if the harvester does show up, so see you anyway.
They're getting harvested.
So are you.
What's Titfin?
What's Titfin?
What's Tippin?
What's Titfin?
You'll learn when you're older, Abel.
Well, several
I'm older
potions
than you.
by a lot. Yeah, before we wrap up, as you guys kind of make your way back to that chamber, Frankleberry is standing there with
Fuck.
5 bags of seafood boil and bibs, and it's like heaping bags. You can see like potato, corn, sausage, crawfish, shrimpies, crab, lobster. It's everything. It's the works. And he pulls out what looks to be like an actual like sand bucket full of like seasoned butter dipping sauce. He says, yeah, sorry, I know I didn't want to interrupt your important talks with the boss, but I got you guys some seafood boil to go straight from a cursed universe. Delicious, most delicious.
You know what? I really appreciate that, Frankie. And he's like, hold on, and he's gonna write his hell phone number down on a piece of paper, and he's gonna give it to Frankie.
Oh,
And
he
he's gonna be like,
takes it.
you know what, Frankie, call me anytime. I'm here, whenever. We go way back.
The farthest back. He puts it in his pocket. He goes, listen, next time my shift ends, probably in
Yeah.
like 2.5 years, I'll hit you up. I'll get Gooper and we'll do some cards. We'll play rounds. We'll play for the money. You know what I'm talking about? Like not like human money. I'm talking about
Yeah.
like the real money.
Yeah, the real. I know. Listen,
Wait, what is real money?
Hey, Anderson, hold on 1 second, please.
While these guys are talking, I'm stuffing my pockets full of shrimp and lobster.
Well, I was gonna give you a bag.
Yeah, he's like hands you the bag. You start like shoveling lobster and shrimp out of the bag into your pocket, and Frankleberry turns and he's just like, "So the real? Do you?"
I hold my finger to my lips as I look at him, and then I continue to put fish in my pockets.
Atticus leans over and she goes, "Hey, is that like what the cool kids are doing now?"
Who is she asking?
You, Anderson.
Oh, I say, I'm worried if he keeps it in his pocket, they're gonna come back to life when we go back to Earth.
Can you be haunted by seafood boil?
I don't.
Yeah, Frankleberry's like, anyway, yeah, I'll hit you up 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Probably way faster on your end, but on my end it won't be. But yeah, you, me, Cooper. I'll even see if I can get some of the boys from Limbo. Maybe some Womburgers. You had a Womburger
Oh,
yet?
I love Womburger. Listen, when you get off, you call me up. You go to hell, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You go on down to hell, and you
Mhm.
see me, and we'll play with my buddy. Well, he's a good buddy. He's a big guy, but he's he's great.
Big Eyes and Who and all that.
Oh,
I do know him. Listen, we go way back.
you all right. Listen, we'll get a big reunion going. We'll play. We'll eat Womburgers. We'll play. I don't remember what we were talking about.
It doesn't matter because it'll just be a good time. He hands you the bags and he's like, "Thank you for coming to Creation's room. No one's supposed to be in here, but you know what? You're welcome anytime."
You know what? I appreciate that. And listen, did you grab that cream corn by chance?
Yeah, he pulls out a second bucket and he hands it to you and he goes, pulls out a Sharpie and writes Anderson in very messy scrawl. And he's like, "That's right. Almost totally forgot about your cream corn lover over here. Don't worry, there's a surprise on the bottom."
Where did you
Thank
get
you.
this much creamed corn?
Oh, actually, I took it from. He points at Atticus. He's like, "Actually, I broke into one of your doomed dimensions where you never made it out of that sand land and you lived there forever. There was a guy, you had this whole thing where you sacrificed him to Santa with cream corn. I just took the cream corn, so you just sacrificed him to Santa. So I actually think I might have caused that timeline. I apologize to that version of you, but it's okay because, your wife's there and it's fine."
Is the corn?
Atticus is like, "Huh?
Is the corn from Sandland?
Oh, yeah.
It's not even real corn.
I mean, taste it. It tastes real enough to me."
I take a hand.
Yeah.
Scoop it into the bucket.
How far down do you scoop?
Not far enough to get to the prize inside.
Damn, all right. You scoop it out and you bring it to your lips, and it is pleasantly warm, creamy corn. Very real. There's a few grains of sand in it. He calls that you getting the spice of life.
This spice melange.
It's crushed rocks.
No, you didn't need to do that for me, Franklin. I scoop out the prize inside.
It's a sopping wet Santa hat. Surprise! Atticus is dying laughing.
Hey, what happened to Santa?
Oh, the Santa from the Sandland? Yeah, he got murdered. They beat him to death. Yeah, I guess Atticus and some other guys over here convinced someone that cream corn was like a worse punishment, but I took all the cream corn to give it to you. So I think they went back to the original punishment, which was straight murder. But it's okay because she's never getting out, so like none of them are.
And this is his hat?
Yeah.
The Santa who was beaten to death?
Pre-murdered hat. So he was murdered after the fact.
And why was he murdered?
What was it? Something up. I don't think he was a very good guy. He convinced a bunch of, you called him Glorbos or something, convinced a bunch of the AI programs that he was evil. I don't know. I just went for the coin. I knew there was coin there.
So it had nothing to do with missing his hat.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe he wasn't a good enough Santa. I don't remember. It's okay now, though. Enjoy your coin.
Wait, I'm sorry.
No, was he a bad Santa or was he a not good enough Santa? Because there's a big difference.
I don't know. Ask your sister. She was there.
I turned to Atticus.
Atticus is now standing there, like, completely, like, her face is, like, glazed over, and she's like, I don't know, did I go to a beach or something? I don't remember."
Did you killed Santa Claus to get me creamed corn?
I mean, he wasn't actually Santa, he was just, like, a guy.
He was Santa. He was Santa enough that they killed him, wasn't he?
I think maybe because he wasn't Santa enough, actually. Or he betrayed them, or he was betraying maybe your friends.
I
I don't know. I'm sure he deserved to die.
I put the hat in my pocket.
It's
I
sopping wet.
I say, thanks for the corn.
Oh, you're so welcome, Anderson Rivers.
I lean into Anderson and I say, "You should put some corn in that."
In the hat.
Yeah.
Okay. I take the hat back out. I
Mhm.
scoop it in the bucket.
Uh-huh.
I just return the contents into my pocket.
You get about a fourth of the creamed corn into the hat. It's filled to the literal brim, and you shove it in your pocket, and it's like goos out a little bit on your pants and just kind of like drips down your bare leg. But you have a pocket full of Santa themed creamed corn.
Guys, we're bringing all of this with us. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Free hands.
I just feel like
Atticus pats your shoulder and like, "Hey, bud, I don't know why you're so haunted right now, but like, do you want me to take some cream corn to go too?"
no, it's okay. I just I pat my pocket and I'm like, I just feel
It squelches.
I feel like Santa would have wanted this, you know?
Yeah, she dips her hand and it puts a little bit of cream corn in her pocket too, and she's like, for Santa."
Yeah. For Santa.
She gives you a hug and then starts leading you out, tossing weird looks at Frankelberry. And he's like, "Yeah, weird friends you got. Anyway, a couple years from now, hell, real money."
Yeah, hey, Frankie, you know what? I think I think maybe the cream corn was kind of a mean joke. Will you take this bucket of cream corn, please? So I
Yeah,
don't for my friend anymore.
he takes it back and he goes, "I'll go put it back in the doom timeline." I mean, listen, for every successful timeline, there's a million ones that didn't reach it. That's the nature of things, unfortunately. It's sad, but
Yeah. Yeah,
that
survival
guy,
of the fittest and all that, I know.
that guy in some other timelines, he never even made it to the Santa thing. He got eaten by a worm, so it's okay. Anyway, get your friend some therapy. I'll see you later.
You know what? I have no more questions about this, and I'm fine with not knowing anything else. Frankie, you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, he waves and slips under the floor.
Before we
Love
wrap
you.
up, can I turn towards Abel and
Yeah,
say,
Abel, Rosier has not put you down. He's even though you're fine and you could walk, he's still carrying you like like bridal style.
hey,
Listen, he may have been carrying me bridal style, but I did fidget enough until he was holding me like a belligerent cat, which is to say from under my arms, so I could reach down and pick up food.
Oh yeah, no. Once you filled your pockets, he put like he's just carrying you normal again, even if it's like some of them are now draining into your kind of like lap and your stomach from the way your legs are sitting. It's like a couple shrimp fall out, and he's like, "Oh, appetizer."
hey, Abel,
Yeah,
did Ernest kill Santa Claus?
I don't know.
Because he asked for the cream corn. You
Hold on,
know?
hold that thought for a second. I extend my hand with my one finger and I press it to his lips, and then I like look over my shoulder to Rosier and gesture towards Ernest.
He gives you a questioning look.
I wiggle like a belligerent cat again until he puts me down.
Yeah, he puts you down. Do you still have your hand on Anderson's lips?
No, I take it back and I walk away over to Ernest, and I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah.
did you kill creamed corn Santa Claus or something?
What the fuck?
Don't ask questions, just answer.
I
Do you know anything about that?"
no, I don't think so.
Okay, I walk away. I put my finger to Ernest's lips and then I walk away back to Anderson, and I'm like, "No, I don't think he did. I grilled him really tough about it."
You don't think that by Ernest asking for the creamed corn and then that guy going back to get creamed corn in a way that inadvertently killed Santa Claus, that Ernest is partially responsible for Santa's death?
Well, considering that, well, it seems like the implication was that they would have killed him with the cream corn anyways, so really, I think it was gonna happen either way, and it was either just getting attacked or getting cream corned.
What is this cursed existence we have been born into?
Life. And also, unfortunately, now death for some of us,
Like
which will be life
Santa?
again soon, question mark? I
Just
don't know.
like
I don't know, man.
I reach into Abel's pocket and grab a shrimp and just shove it in my mouth.
But I have
It's
a bag here
delicious.
for you.
It's really good.
Atticus puts her arm kind of forcefully around your shoulder and starts pushing you, and she's like, listen, I don't mean this, don't take this the wrong way. I don't know when you started caring about like not taking people's lives, but don't worry, because we're definitely not Rosier gonna kill any other people besides a dead guy, a pre-dead guy. No more murder, right, guys? Like no more Santa murders or anybody murders. Probably, right?
I mean, I have never done that before, and I still don't plan to, so.
Exactly. We're gonna follow Abel's lead because they're the oldest and also the least murder. Well, maybe you and Rosier could be tied for that, probably. Right? Come on, buddy. Gives you a shake very hard.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all good. Come on. And she starts dragging all of you back out towards heaven. And that is where we'll pause things for the night.
Okay. Oh.